everybody. My name is Katarina. You may know me as a co-host on the podcast Rhapsody in Reverie that I do with my lovely co-host Adrian Beckham. This is not that. Over there is where I talk about music and all that fun stuff, but every once in a while on that podcast, you may or may not have heard me reference one of my best friends who is very into the same things that I am. And we've wanted to do a show together for a while, and we couldn't decide what it should be about until we realized that it would be a great opportunity for her to finally initiate me into the world of anime, because let me tell you, ladies and germs, I know nothing or next to nothing about the big wide beautiful world of anime and manga and all the great stuff coming out of Japan. I know nothing. I didn't grow up with it. So this is that now. You know what? Let me introduce my co-host. Let me welcome her onto the global stage. Everybody, this is Leah. Say hello, Leah.
Hello, ladies and germs. I'm Leah. You may know me as the individual who was very subtly referenced in the Broadway episode of Rhapsody in Reverie. I, great listeners, was the one who helped Katya really narrow that playlist. And I
Yes.
mean, I told her it could be no longer than 2 hours and 14 minutes because that is the typical runtime of the stage play. You know, it had layers to it. It was very focused. So if you enjoyed that playlist, you can thank me.
Yes, indeed. So, what are we doing today? What
Well, today is the introduction episode to Konbini Pop, your anime quick stop. We are making this podcast to kind of do a couple things. Number one, I am a lifelong anime fan. A lot of my core memories of childhood and growing up are like intrinsically linked to anime culture, be it going to cons when I was literally 7 years old, watching imported VHS tapes with my brother and my cousin, staying up really late, like a lot of you guys who will be listening to this, waiting for Adult Swim's anime block to watch like Inuyasha, Cowboy Bebop, Yu Yu Hakusho. And all these things are tethered to my life personally. And I like to share that love for this art form that's greatly impacted me. Katya here, because she knows nothing about anime, she's like this great little mold of clay.
I am a tabula rasa. I am. You may impart your knowledge on me at your leisure.
And whenever I talk to you, I always think, wow, how do I get someone who knows nothing about Japanese culture and knows nothing about Japanese storytelling and knows nothing about the insane and bizarre world of anime interested in this medium? Because contrary to what Netflix will have you believe, anime is not a genre, it's a medium of storytelling. And having, these conversations with you, I think were
Yeah.
the main inspiration for this podcast. I think it would be fun to kind of show different aspects of anime and Japanese culture and the reasonings behind certain tropes and explanations of different subgenres like shonen, shoujo, seinen, and being able to kind of explain that in a for dummies guide to people who are completely unfamiliar with this. And maybe, we could get new fans of anime out of this. So it's everybody can stop looking at it and be like, it's just titties and tentacle porn. That's not it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that there's definitely, like, coming from somebody who's like not involved in the community of appreciation, I there's definitely that connotation, because I know for me growing up, it was like, okay, who watches anime?
Oh my God.
It's like, no, not like that. Like, it's like, okay, who are the kids who are watching anime? It's the kids in anime club, and you're like, they draw some weird things sometimes, and I was like, okay, I get it. But then
I
I got older, and I was like, oh, some of this is like some beautiful way of like telling stories, actually.
I mean, some of it is that. Like, we're not gonna pretend that lewdness is
Oh
not a
yeah.
thing. Like, that's
Yeah.
totally a
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, there's tastefulness in some aspects of lewd. It's not all like this crass thing that some people might assume.
It's called hentai and it's art.
Oh no.
No, some of it's pretty crass, but we're
That's fair.
not gonna focus on that kind of
No.
stuff. I mean,
No.
we might have some episodes on that. Maybe I'll make Katya watch Bible Black. Why don't you
How
guys leave comments and say if Katya should eventually watch Bible Black? That would
how
be
how
fun.
how positively titillating. I have no idea what that is. And I'm afraid to Google it.
No, you can't Google it.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to. I will stay pleasantly in the dark until we do or do not watch that season. Now I feel like we have to watch that series.
Oh my god,
Just because you said it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That'll be a Valentine's Day special.
So I guess because this is an introductory episode, I know you kind of went into like how you got into like a brief background of like your history with enjoying anime and manga and stuff like that. How did you get into it? Who exposed you, if anybody exposed you?
Who exposed me, if anyone? You know, I was that kid that brought anime to my elementary and middle school. And I
Nice.
feel like I got interested in Japanese cartoons through my older brother and my cousin. So my brother and my cousin are about 10 years older than me,
Okay.
and I have a very vivid memory of them bringing an imported DBZ VHS. And it was the first time I had ever watched anime with Japanese dialogue and English subs. I want to say I was in kindergarten or first grade when this happened,
Oh.
cuz
Oh wow.
this was before Adult Swim was a thing. So this has to be either first grade ish. First grade or kindergarten. Let's assume first grade.
Oh, okay. Wow, you were really young when you got into it.
Yeah. I knew who Goten was before he was even introduced in the States, and I knew who Baby Trunks was before he was even appeared, which will also give you an idea of a timeline. So if I'm wrong with the timeline, let me know. But I saw that VHS tape before the Cell Saga even happened.
Wow. I'm saying wow. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I have no idea what any of that
Dragon
is.
Ball Z fans will know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So if somebody wants to provide a date or is interested in that, set a date by those facts. I also
Yeah.
remember watching a VHS tape of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and by watching I mean I saw the case of the VHS tape. And I didn't actually
Okay.
watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, but I've known what it was since first grade. And you know what Eva is, right? Like you know of it at least through like osmosis.
I know of it now. I am glad that you said it before I could say it because I've been reading it in my head a completely different way of pronunciation. No, I'm familiar with it. My knowledge of it is basically like the memes I see on Twitter and Tumblr every so often. But we're going to get into that, I'm
Oh yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna make you watch it. And something that we haven't already discussed, but part of our weekly podcast will be watching either an entire series or a season of an anime. We are going to review it. We're going to provide either background information on the creator, things that inspired them, kind of to give viewers who are unfamiliar with the series that we'll be speaking about a little bit of background. And these will be spoilery reviews, but at the end of the day, every episode is going to end with whether or not I, as someone who really likes anime and has seen a lot of different things, would recommend it to another diehard anime fan. And Katya will then say whether or not this is something for someone who is unfamiliar with the genre, whether they would be comfortable with it right off the bat or whether they should be eased into it. And like whether it's just like a generally good show regardless of the fact that it's anime.
I think that's a great way of summing it all up because I know as somebody who's like slowly dipping their toes in, I'm already like, oh, some of this is a lot and maybe don't start with this if you're interested in like exploring anime. And then others are like, oh yeah, dive right in. This is fantastic. I'm really, really excited to do this podcast. I'm really excited, especially because this one is very research heavy. We're definitely going to have a lot to share with you guys. And I'm very, very excited. And I know Leah's excited.
I'm so
So
excited.
yeah.
We've been planning this for years. This has
Yes.
been in the making for years. The name has changed a bunch of times, but we finally settled on Konbini Pop today because, in a way, this podcast aims to be a quick stop for your anime needs because it's just going to be a little bit of a hodgepodge of everything. You're going to learn about some creators, you're going to learn about some genres. Maybe we'll teach you a little bit about the anime animation industry. Maybe we'll teach you about what it's like to be a mangaka. Maybe we'll just talk about some shows. Who knows? What you'll see that day in the Konbini? I don't know, but that'll be part of the fun.
It will be. There's like we've got so many interesting things planned. I really can't wait to like really dive in to the show. Like especially as somebody who is getting exposed to a lot of this for the first time. I can't wait. I keep saying I'm excited. I feel like I'm not really saying anything new to the conversation.
It's okay. So you said that you literally have no experience with anime, but is that true? Like you never
It's
watched Sailor Moon and Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z?
it's true and not true. Because when I was really, really little, I remember watching Speed Racer on like Cartoon Network a long time ago. Like I must have been like really little because my parents were like, "Oh, Speed Racer," but like Speed Racer's a '60s cartoon, so I don't know where I was watching that. Like I think it had to have been Cartoon Network when they were playing really old cartoons on Saturday morning. That must have been it, but I can't fathom any other explanation for that. I didn't watch things like Pokemon or Sailor Moon or stuff like that. I didn't know Sailor Moon existed until I got to high school.
What?
So that's yeah. I
What?
didn't know about Sailor Moon. Yeah, surprise. I didn't know about Sailor Moon. I have very fond memories of playing Pokemon related games of imagination with people in like elementary school because like I wasn't allowed to watch it because my parents saw the budding weebs and were like, no, our children will not become this.
Wow, that's like the exact opposite of my parents' reaction.
Honestly, I think it was just that they were like, I don't want to buy you more toys. I really think that was probably the real reason, but they're never going to tell me, which is fair. That's fine. So I remember like doing covert games on like the recess field where like, oh, there's Pokemon, but I didn't know any of the Pokemon, so
So then how did you play? Like were you just like
people
I'm
like
fire guy?
people like told me, and I liked Charizard because Charizard was basically like a dragon, and I like dragons. I was like, that's it, that's my favorite one. Now it's Squirtle, but
Oh, Squirtle is my favorite Gen 1 starter, so that's a
yeah.
intellectual choice.
He's so cute. But and I love the fact that like I dragged my parents to the Detective Pikachu movie. Even though like we really don't have any Pokemon knowledge, I just wanted to see Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu and I came away like actually appreciating Pokemon. I was like, this is actually like a really good movie.
Detective Pikachu was genuinely a
Yeah.
great adaptation of a video game.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, because
what?
like I thought it would probably be dumb. I went to see it almost just to tempt fate, and then I was pleasantly surprised. Even though I have no background knowledge of Pokemon, which I hear is okay. But yeah, I never played most of the games. I think people I knew in middle school talked about things like Black Butler,
Ew.
but I
Oh
didn't
god,
watch it.
that's gonna make a lot of people angry. That was a controversial,
Really?
involuntary reaction that I had. Oh, they're gonna
Yeah,
come for me.
oh no. I remember like people I knew in middle school talked about that and they talked about Death Note.
That sounds about right.
I remember being intrigued by these concepts and then never like looking further to like go and find it for myself. I was busy with other things. I think yeah, cuz I was knee deep in like my obnoxious Harry Potter phase by that point. So yeah, I was consumed in my own what's it called? Britaboo-ness?
Yeah, you were a
Yeah.
Britaboo.
But
Yeah.
most intellectuals were able to simultaneously have a Harry Potter fandom obsession and an anime obsession. Clink
Yeah.
glasses.
That was a trend
was
I
me.
noticed.
I was both.
I did notice that was a trend. I just never like got into it. I don't know why. Honestly, I think I might have just been lazy. That might have been it. And
It
then
was a
I
lot of work to be an
yeah.
anime fan until you and I got to college.
I feel like there were a lot of hoops to jump through to like call yourself a fan of anime. I never felt necessarily comfortable like going, "Oh yeah, let me watch this movie or let me watch this show out of nowhere."
There were a lot of
yeah.
holidays where I would have to ask my parents to import Japanese goods from rightstuff.com. Shout out to some weird
Oh.
nostalgia trip. Or there was this one website that a lot of people that I personally know remember, but I forget the name. But it was in Hawaii.
What?
It was in Hawaii, and they had the best anime merchandise that was available,
Oh.
because when you and I were in middle school and even early high school, it was before anime became as readily accessible as it is today. We kind of saw the early 2000s, mid 2000s build up to what anime is now. But like there
Yeah.
used to be no websites to get the merchandise. If you wanted to watch it, you either had to buy these strange bootleg DVDs from China that would somehow have the whole seasons on them that somebody just like burned at their house, or you'd have to buy a DVD that came with 3 episodes at a time for $20.
Do you miss this wild west of anime culture?
I kind of do. What I miss specifically is the feeling I would get when I would go to Borders or Barnes and Noble
Mhm.
and go to the anime section, which used to literally be a shelf. I saw it go from a
Ooh.
shelf to these huge aisles that we see now. And I miss kind of going and waiting to see if like the newest issue of Inuyasha was coming out, or like the newest issue of Fushigi Yugi was coming out, and I was like so eager and frothing at the mouth because we had no other way of accessing the manga, because
Mhm.
scanlations weren't a thing. And scanlation for you is when these issues come out weekly. The chapters come out weekly typically in Japan, depending
Okay.
the manga. They are now usually uploaded within 24 hours into the internet, and somebody has translated the Japanese to English, and you can read it like that.
Oh wow.
Back in the day, we had to wait months to even get an English translation. If something got an English translation, I miss that specifically because getting manga was my reward for getting straight A's. So I got manga a lot.
Oh. Oh. My parents took me to the bookstore when I got A's too. Oh.
Yeah, but manga are $10 a pop back in the day. So
Oh.
you get two maybe if you're lucky. They're more expensive now though. They're very expensive now. I think last time I went to Barnes and Noble, I saw something for $14 and I went, "Woof." But it's
Yeah.
because scanlations have kind of put a lot of the publishing companies that specialized in manga out of business. Listeners who are familiar with anime will remember Tokyo Pop. Rest in peace, Tokyo Pop. They were great.
Rip.
They were great. I feel so bad for you. This is like wholly unrelatable content that
It's
just
okay.
caters specifically to my interests and
But like
hopefully some other people's interests.
Well, like that's the beauty of this podcast, right? Is that like I get to number one, I get to learn, and number two, I also get this beautiful like insight into your past and your character.
Oh, that's true. It's really
Yeah.
weird when I think about how much anime is just a strange intrinsic part of my life. It makes me laugh because do you remember in high school when I pretended to hate anime despite being the vice president of the anime club?
Yeah, in retrospect, I don't know how I was how do I want to say gullible enough to be like, "Oh yeah, she hates anime, but she's vice president." Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely went through a phase where I desperately wanted to hate anime because it wasn't cool. And really, the things that were popular at that time were Black Butler and Hitalia, neither of which are my kind of jam.
Yeah,
But
I remember people talking about Italia. Oof.
oh my god, they're gonna come for you! They're gonna come for you!
I don't. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna? No, I'm kidding.
They're gonna come for you. Why did you do that? Oh
It's
no!
listen. Everybody knows podcasts are full of opinions, and it's okay if you have different opinions, dear listeners. It's okay. I'm not necessarily gonna care if you come for me or not. That's fine. But now we're gonna have to like watch an episode of Hitalia just so I can be like, ugh, but like really back it up.
Oh my god, you don't even know. You haven't even seen it, and you're just like,
Yeah. No, only because I used to see like and I feel bad because I like these people. Like I don't talk to my friends in middle school so much anymore. Like I every so often like at the lunch table they used to show me like the drawings of like their favorite countries and they're like this is Germany and I was like, "What?" And this is Britain. I'm sorry. Are they just named this? No, they're the countries.
they're literally
Aha.
personifications of the
Yes.
countries
Yes.
hanging out.
But I feel like when you're in middle school, you aren't able to necessarily articulate that very well, nor are you able to really like understand that very well, depending on who you are. I remember being intrigued by all like the really dark things that they were talking about, but not really wanting to jump in. And maybe that's because anime wasn't cool. But then again, I wasn't cool.
Anime was not cool when we
No.
were young. Anime's cool now. Look, I saw Forever 21 selling a Naruto shirt. If I had worn that in middle school, I would have gotten beat up. In fact, I did wear that in middle school, but I didn't get beat up. But I did get bullied.
And
I
this-
did get bullied. Can
That's so-
confirm.
That's so sad. Oh,
I was kind of embarrassing. Like looking back, I was a little much. I had an Inuyasha messenger bag that was covered in these vintage anime pins that now sell for like a lot of money on eBay. But it was
like,
covered in these pins, and I would wear that with an Inuyasha sweatband on my wrist, and I'd wear my Naruto shirt. Like I was embarrassing. Like looking back, I was like one of those kids.
I don't think anybody like deserves to get bullied for having interests.
I think I deserved a little bit. Not
That's
a lot, but
Yeah.
I looking back, I would probably like shake 12-year-old me and be like, do less.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I would do the same thing. Like I think some of the slack I got was deserved. However, I think it's interesting now the complete cultural 180 where like anime is cool. It's cool to be an anime fan. I went to a Uniqlo last December and there were like a whole bunch of Goku shirts. And I don't even know who Goku is. And I was like,
What?
I like I mean I know he exists. I know I can recognize a Goku.
What?
But
Oh my god.
but like the point is the shirts were everywhere. Almost none of the other clothes were about fan service things at all. There was just like this section of really hip, really cool Goku clothing. And everything else was like just cute hipster clothing. And I was like, What? And like even I, as someone who doesn't know who Goku is like, oh, that shirt's cute. I might wear that. Okay. I think it's interesting.
Well, it's because it's a lot more mainstream now, and I would definitely attribute that to the explosion of anime and manga related content that has been able to come to the West through the internet and through, Adult Swim and Toonami have really made anime accessible to a Western audience, and it's really wonderful to see that. But then now, because we have the internet, like I was saying a little bit earlier, you can read manga within a day of it getting published in Japan. You don't have to wait. You can feed yourself with content all the time, and new shows are coming out all the time that are 6 to 12 episodes, and there's just always new content. So if you're someone who really likes anime or just getting into anime, there's always stuff to find. And if you don't currently like anime, it's because you're watching the wrong things and you haven't seen something that would pique your interest. It's true.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. As somebody who like isn't super into it, like it is true. You're watching the wrong things. Just because something's popular doesn't mean you're gonna love it. And that's like with any show. Find what you like and things will proceed from there. Treat it like any other art form and you're fine.
So, what anime related content have you consumed? Have you read any manga? What shows have you watched? If you've watched, any.
Yeah.
In full.
When I was on vacation in Greece when I was like 16 or something like that, I saw an episode of Heidi. There is an anime of the novel Heidi, and it was in Greek. I don't know what happened in it. It takes place in the Swiss Alps. It was cool. I was like, all right, that's pretty. I've seen Akira.
Wow, that's like real anime.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like
every so often I like hit the nail on the head. No, it's because I have a sister who goes or she actually just graduated from art school with the intention of becoming an animator. So she has exposed me to things too that she's like, this is very relevant to the art world. I read Pun Pun because you were reading Pun Pun. I didn't finish all of it.
What?
I remember really liking it, and I didn't finish it.
Well, it's because Pun Pun makes you depressed. Like, only read Pun
Yeah.
Pun if you want to be sad for like a week and you want to feel empty. And if you're someone who just does not want to feel sad, don't ever read Pun Pun. You'll be missing out on a masterpiece, but like, I get it.
Yeah, like it is it's very good. I think I got to the part with the professor, and I was like, no, but I should go back and finish it. I've seen some of the older anime shows. Like I told you, I was familiar with Speed Racer. I was familiar with Gigantor because I have older parents who were like, oh wow, I remember when this show came out in America. And it was really cool, and like there was a novelty to it. And I've seen a very obscure anime film called Hermes Winds of Love that my dad picked up because I'm very big on Greek mythology. And I remember watching this going, this is not like Greek mythology at all. I should go back and rewatch that. That movie was weird.
I think we should. I'm
Yeah.
interested in seeing what studio and what team developed it.
Yeah, me too. Because now that I'm like old enough to like care and pay attention to that, I'm intrigued. And I've seen like newer animes. Like I've seen Castle. Oh, okay. Here's a question because I was about to say something. Does Castlevania count as an anime?
The Netflix one?
Yeah.
We have to look at what studio created it. Because there's a difference between animating in an anime art style and actually being an anime. This is kind of like a debate, but the accepted answer is that it has to be animated in Japan and like created by a Japanese studio in order to be anime. I actually don't know anything about the production of the Castlevania show on Netflix, but I do have an Alucard shirt, so I am a fan.
Yeah, I think that was developed by Netflix, so I think that would probably rule it out.
Well, what doesn't Netflix have multiple studios? Like Castlevania is a Japanese property. Maybe this one's up for debate. I don't know. Like, this isn't like our Avatar, The Last Airbender. Like, that's not anime. Sorry.
Yeah. That's
and neither's Totally Spies or Teen Titans.
Oh, not Teen Titans? Okay, well.
Teen Titans was, I forget his name, but I believe it was designed by a Japanese artist. He was, I believe, the head writer as well. But it's not technically anime. It's just inspired.
That makes sense. That's fair. Yeah, that's basically.
I can't believe you haven't mentioned Lupin the Third. That I made you watch.
Oh,
I can't believe.
And I liked Lupin the Third. I liked and it was the one I think it's the woman known as Fujiko Mine, right? That's the whole title is.
Yeah.
That one was good. That one was beautifully animated. Oh, I've seen the Studio Ghibli one of that. The Lupin the Third movie that he did.
Cagliostro?
Really yeah, that one was cute. Completely different in tone.
Wow,
completely 180 out. But it was cute.
I love Lupin the Third. I'm such a big Lupin fan. I have a bunch of figures. I love Goemon. He's so great. And Fujiko's so pretty.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Jigen's great. And Lupin's great too. And I like Zenigata. They're all like a great gang of kids, you know, committing heists. Doing illegal things. Maybe murdering people. You know, I love them so much. They're great kids.
They actually are. And I feel like it's an anime that, like, if you're not that familiar with, you can jump right in and be like, awesome. This is great.
Look at that. You guys got a free recommendation on this first episode. You know, without any contest. Go watch Lupin the Third. Go watch watch Red Jacket Lupin. If you Google it, you'll know what it is. We don't have to go into detail. Lupin the Third was the first anime to have stereo sound. That's why the opening theme song changes to have the gunshots sounds and all the little background effects. It's an old anime, but it's great. And it's kind of silly. The newer stuff's very serious but beautifully animated. 10 out of 10. Would recommend Lupin Third.
And I mean, we are going to revisit that in a future episode. So I mean, if you want like a real discussion on that, like come back for that.
Oh yeah,
You'll like it.
we'll definitely
Yeah.
have a discussion on the impact Lupin the Third has had on anime as a whole. It is a very
Mhm.
influential series, and we'll talk about kind of its place in Japanese history, which I think is also important for its perspective. Although I feel like it's a pretty popular show, it's been running forever, so I don't really feel like I need to make that recommendation.
I mean,
The work speaks for itself.
but in case you weren't aware of its existence, we're gonna do some speaking for it. Like that's how it's gonna go.
So then I guess you're not gonna spoil what animes you've already watched in anticipation for upcoming episodes.
Oh,
You wanna keep those a surprise?
I think so. I think I want to keep them a surprise because I don't want to accidentally get super eager and divulge my thoughts on them before the actual episode because then we're not gonna have anything to talk about during the episode. And yeah, I don't want to ruin the hot takes or the cold takes. They could be both or either. I'm not sure.
I mean, that's totally fair. You know, I wanted to ask you all these questions about your thoughts on anime, but you're a little fetus. This is
I'm a
also
little
new to you. There's nothing to like get from you that I can
I
I
yeah.
can't ask you, how much manga do you think you own?
Oh, I own zilch
Do,
0.
do you know what a Vocaloid is?
Sadly, yes, I do. We all saw Hatsune Miku's iconic performance on David Letterman all those years ago.
Do you know what a tsundere is?
I know there's a game.
No.
There's like a game, right?
No.
Tsundere Dev.
Wrong
Oh
one.
no,
Wrong.
Yandere Dev. Where is it Tsundere?
It's Yandere Dev.
Oh, never mind. I got my terms mixed up. I have heard the term. I am familiar with it, but I do get them confused, as you can see.
Do you know what Sword Art Online is?
I know there's like a big fan base for it, but it's controversial. I haven't seen it. I'm aware of its controversialness.
Do you know
I don't have a take on it. Like
I'm not asking for a take.
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to establish listeners a baseline knowledge that Katya has.
yes.
She doesn't even know what Sword Art Online is through osmosis.
I know
Let this sink in.
I know it exists and that there's a criticism where all of the characters have like same face and that's all I know about it. Oh, I know about Full Metal Alchemist to an extent.
You do. Full Metal
know that-
Alchemist is the #1 anime on myanimelist.com. You better
Yeah.
know what Full Metal Alchemist is.
I know there's a girl that gets turned into a dog creature and it's sad because like the internet has collectively ruined that surprise.
But you really know it's sad if you haven't seen it's super sad.
I'm like because like it's like her dad does it to her and it's her pet dog. And I don't know anything else about that episode to know that like wow, that's messed up. Who does that to their little baby? But I don't know his motivations. I know that they're alchemists and that one brother is a robot. Kind of.
I shouldn't comment. I should just let you like go for it.
Just like go. This is like let me say all of my like absurdist non-anime viewer takes now so that people can get it out of their system when they like come after me.
You know what a magical girl is?
Yes. It's the same genre as like Sailor Moon, where it's like a girl gets a team and magical powers and there's like a really cool transformation and they save the world with friendship and superpowers usually, but mostly friendship unless it's Madoka's magical girl. And then there's all I know about that show is that there's a cat with ribbons that you absolutely cannot trust. That's it. That's the only thing I know.
Magical girl.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about that show is that it's like a very dark twist on the magical girl genre.
That's not what the show is called, but
okay.
I'm not gonna correct you.
Oh no! I thought that's what it was called. Oh no. Yeah, and so I know that there's a cat and that there's like wishes involved, and I guess it's a monkey's paw thing where the finger curls. It's like, are you sure that's what you want? Yeah. Yes, that's all I know about that show.
Do you know who Clamp is?
No.
Have you ever heard of Clamp?
Is it a robot?
No.
Okay, then no, I have no idea.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
We're just going to follow that up.
It sounds like a robot name.
A clamp is a
Or
real thing. It's a thing in real life.
oh,
And that I'm not gonna tell you what it is in any more detail.
okay.
We're
So
just
it's a
gonna
thing.
again, listeners, this is what I'm dealing with.
I'm either the everyman or Leah is the everyman. So we'll just figure out which one is which. Yeah, I don't know. Any more like litmus tests to prove that I really am like a Luddite when it comes to my knowledge
I
of
love it.
anime?
A Luddite. Truly, you are uneducated and you have to go to school. Have you ever heard of
Yes.
prison school? Speaking about school,
Is that like that one book where it's like a battle royale but for kids?
no, but battle royale.
Okay. I'm aware that that exists and that they have to like kill each other.
Do you know the importance of being a Japanese high school student body president?
I know it's important. I don't get necessarily why it's important. I guess it has a lot of power, but I'm not clear as to why, because of how the American school system works. Like nobody cares about the student body president in America. So
Do you know what yaoi is?
yeah, I know.
Do you know what yuri is?
Yes, I do know what Yuri is as well.
An intellectual.
Yeah. I had to learn those terms real fast. It's like when you're talking to a person who like, do you speak this foreign language? No, not really. But do you know what married means? Oh yeah, I know what all the swear words are.
Have you ever seen a live action adaptation of an anime? Oh, I guess you have because you saw Detective Pikachu.
Yes, and I also tried watching a live action version of a Lupin the Third movie.
Oh my
that came
god,
out.
a true intellectual.
Yeah, but I turned it off because I got sleepy. I was on an airplane. That's the only reason I was able to watch it, because it was on an international flight, not to Japan. But
Did you ever see the anime Matrix?
no, but I know I own it.
What do you mean you own it and you haven't seen it?
I have a DVD of it. I just haven't watched it. It's like I own one of the Final Fantasy movies, but I've never seen it because my dad likes to just buy cartoons and watch things, but then he'll watch it and go, I didn't like this, and he'll just never watch it again because he likes art. Like he appreciates art. He appreciates good animation. Like he and my sister have really bonded over her love of cartoons and art and even the more obscure things. So like growing up, he used to just buy things like he'd never heard of, and he'd like, okay, let's watch this and see if it's good. And he'd either be like, oh, this was great, or oh, this was really bad.
Oh, that's such a mood. I used to do that when I was a kid.
I think I have the Final Fantasy movie that like nobody liked.
Oh, the Advent Children?
I think that one, yeah. I haven't seen it. Maybe we should watch it together and like really dive in. Oh,
it's not very good.
Does having played Kingdom Hearts count?
It's a video game, so
yeah.
I mean, it's an anime art style. Like anime is a specific word, but it's part of that. It's part of that whole world.
Like I know it has connections to Final Fantasy.
Do you know the difference between a visual novel and a light novel?
No.
Do you know what an otome game is?
I do not know.
Do you know what a dating sim is?
Yes, I have played 2.
What?
Yes. I have this pigeon dating simulator.
Hatoful boyfriend?
Yeah. Yes. I have that one. I thought it was really funny, and I'm trying to get all the endings, but
Which one did you romance?
I've romanced all of them. Because I
wanted
to know
you played it multiple times.
Yeah, like I wanted all the endings. Like some of them were like bizarre, some of them were like kind of cute. I still love the fact that it's like a post-apocalyptic bird world, and you're just a person going to school in Japan as the only human. I feel like there's so many interesting like ideas in this game. I think the first one I romanced was the professor.
Is there more than one teacher bird, or is it the doctor?
There's the doctor bird. There's the teacher bird and there's the doctor bird.
Oh, the teacher bird's the one that falls asleep.
Yeah,
I really like the doctor one. He's my type.
Yeah, the one that like kills you.
Yeah.
Oh, the pigeon one was a great. The pudding bird was a very great surprise.
That was great too.
When he was a god, and I was like, this is great. Yes. And what was the other dating sim I played? It was a beta for when the 2016 presidential election came out, and it was a joke.
The grand old party?
Yeah. And it was like, you can date all the presidential candidates. And it was a really fun thing. I played it on election night and got drunk.
I really want that person to finish the game. I believe they have a Patreon.
They do. I gave them $20 when the Patreon first came out, because like I wanted pocket turtles. because I think that was like the tier that you would get a reward of like pocket turtles mailed to your house. And I was like, yep, that's what I want.
I just want to know if the Ted Cruz storyline genuinely ends with him being the Zodiac killer, and like, does he kill you? Is that the bad end? I want to know. And also, I think they were gonna make female romance options. I wanted to see what it would be like to romance Meg and Kelly. Then I don't know.
Yeah,
I would have been interested in that because I don't remember, but isn't there like a secret society of journalists?
Yeah, there's like there. I'm so upset that it's only a beta because like I really wanted to like tap into this world. There was that secret society like Megan Kelly's like a part of, and she's like, oh yeah, you can join it if you want. I remember Jeb is just like a nice guy, and then Marco was like the hot jock. He has no public speaking skills. He's just like cute, and that's it.
All right, I'm gonna move on.
And I've seen people play Honey Pop, but I have not played Honey Pop.
The best girl is the one with the glasses and the black hair.
Oh, not the secret cat girl that you can unlock?
Cat girls can't consent. Wait, we're not even at cat girls yet. You don't even know who Clamp is. We are not gonna dive into.
Oh, is Clamp a cat girl?
No.
Okay. No, you said Clamp was real. Clamp was real.
Spoiler, Clamp is a group of female mangaka that make comics. Yeah. They're responsible for Card Captor Sakura.
I don't know what that is, but like I respect it.
You don't know what Card Captor Sakura? Oh my god.
That's cool though. I respect it. I respect it. Lady Writers. I love it.
Oh my god, you don't know what Card Captor. I mean, oh god. Oh my god, Katya. Where are we gonna begin? Oh my god. And I already made you watch something that's so out of your depth. Why did I make you watch that?
Because we didn't do like a litmus test before you were like, okay, watch
It's just because I was in the middle of watching it. Yeah, honestly, it was just an excuse. And I needed you to catch up so I could keep going.
Exactly, which is fine. And you know what? It was very entertaining. And I have sent clips of this show, a specific clip of this show to like everybody. I'm like, hey, watch it. And I saw the Netflix version of Devilman Crybaby, which I thought was really good, actually.
I mean, it's Netflix's version of Devilman called Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, well. I don't know. Are there any other hard-hitting litmus test questions?
I just like, I feel like it's been very well established. I've just beaten you up with these questions. You don't know any of these things. You didn't even know who Goku was. So
I know of Goku. I know Goku is a chosen one, right? Or he's an alien.
No comment.
And that Goku gets married and has a kid that looks like him.
All right, that's accurate.
Yeah.
He gets married and has a kid that looks like him.
And that there's a green character named Piccolo.
All right, that's something.
And that there's another character named Vegeta that for the longest time I thought was pronounced Vegeta. And I guess that got me laughed
I made fun
at.
of you.
Because I've never seen Naruto.
That was last time I saw you.
I've never seen Naruto either, right? And I thought Sasuke was Sasuke.
My god, embarrassing. God, how absolutely disgusting. Oh my god. I don't even know where to begin with Naruto because it's just, there's so much there. I don't even know. You're not ready for that. I don't have any other hard-hitting weeby questions for you. I think we've established that you know nothing.
Yeah.
You are a fetus.
I am a fetus.
And that's why you have me to educate you.
You are the master, and I am the apprentice.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
You may call me your senpai. I guess that's it for today. This was, a fun little relaxed introduction to Konbini Pop. Woo-hoo! And, we look forward to doing the next set of episodes. Follow us on our socials, Konbini Pop Pod at Twitter. We have an official My Anime List website that we are currently updating with things that I've watched and the mangas that I've read because Katya's a neophyte. But soon she'll be putting in her recommendations as well. If you'd like a hard list of things that we recommend. We also have an Instagram, so reach out to us if you want, and we look forward to going on this journey with you guys.
I mean, I'm looking forward to really diving in with this show. Leah's looking forward to educating me and really getting into the nitty-gritty of why anime is awesome. I hope that all of you will stick around. Until next time, this is Konbini Pop.
Bye! Bye!